Without a doubt.
What do I do when I walk in? Okay.
Okay.
How should I walk? How should I dress? I want to know how I go onto this lot and get, because I know I'm going to get fucked because they have to make their money. I'm trying to get I'm not trying to get gang raped.
You don't have to get fucked.
I know I got to give it up. Oh, I don't. Okay.
You don't have to get fucked. This is what you got to do. All right.
Okay.
Now, first things first. How's your credit?
My credit is outstanding, sir.
It's outstanding?
It's outstanding.
Then you're all set. If your credit's outstanding, then you have one of two options.
I had one issue with Bally's Total Fitness, but we fixed that.
Any Columbia House issues back in the day?
Pat Benatar CD that I did.
Gotcha.
Cassette tape that I did not.
Bite you in the ass.
Oh, that's
not really a penny, you know.
It is.
But if you have good credit, okay. First of all, I would recommend to anyone to finance through a credit union first, or like e-loan or something like that. Don't finance through the dealership. Because
why?
Don't finance through the dealership because you only want to deal with one variable with the dealership, the price of the car. You don't want to deal with monthly payments, with like down payments, with this, with that.
Because then they're pulling a train on you, right? They're pulling a train. And the other guy comes in, he lubes up his dick, and now he's in there.
Exactly.
Okay. So if you finance through the dealership, that's like somebody's coming in for sloppy seconds.
That's when you can get fucked. I'm not saying completely don't. I'm saying try to avoid it. If you say you have great credit, which you do, sometimes the dealerships will say, wow, we'll give you 2% or we'll give you 1.5%.
And my response there should be,
well,
fuck you, buddy.
Well, you want it in writing, man.
No, actually, sir, thank you for offering that. I got to be better at this. Thank you for offering that. I'm going to go through my own credit union.
You don't have to kiss their ass. These guys are scumbags,
dude,
man.
I don't know how to do it either way.
They're regular dudes.
I do everything 100%.
Just say thanks for not being a cunt. I would just say that.
I'm literally writing this down, dude.
Put that.
Take the Snoop Dogg approach to buying a car and stick. Man, suck my dick.
Suck my dick. Man, your financing can lick my balls.
Fuck your 2%.
Then the other people in the showroom who are buying cars. Woo!
Your loan officer is a prick.
Yeah. Sorry, man. I don't know if you saw that clip.
It's good. It's good.
I don't know if you saw that clip.
Nice, yeah.
Say salesman. He's got it down. No, it's great. Everything's good. You're still going to buy. So I walk in. All right. Don't go. So you go through their credit union. My own shit.
This is what you do. You go online, you figure out what car you want to buy before you even go to the dealership, right? Mm-hmm. Then you go online and you find out how much this car's being sold. You print up copies of this.
How do I do that? Okay, I go on there within 2 seconds. I'm watching a slap fight on YouTube. Right? So you have to guide me. You go on, you find out how much it costs. Where do I go to that? The honestly top secret GM?
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that. Honestly, if you put any make model of a car, a billion dealership websites are going to pop up, and you find out all these prices. So you come armed with that stuff. You have that right there.
Should I come in with like a manila envelope? Would that scare you? As a salesman? If I started pulling out papers, going, well, according to my facts.
If Bill Burr came in with a Trapper Keeper, I'd be scared shit.
According to Wikipedia, all right, so you find out. Well, first of all, man, I want to be able to drive the car to figure it out. So should I go jerk someone around first and drive a couple of cars?
Okay, if you're gonna do that, that's perfectly fine. You're in the best scenario because you're not trading in a car. You don't own a car now. You're golden. They love when they see someone trade in because that's when they get screwed and that's when they can steal your keys.
Well, for the people who are listening, how do they? It's like a little shell game, right?
Oh, it's exactly
because they make you think like, wow, he's giving me $8,000 for this hunk of shit.
Totally.
And then I got this Winnebago for $180,000.
Don't ever trade in at a dealership. Never ever do that. Sell your car privately. It's a pain in the ass to sell your car privately. So many more steps. It's so hard. But
how does the scam work? How does the scam work?
They're gonna pay you so much less with the shell game, like you said. They're gonna say that they're offering you 10, 15 grand for your car, but then they're gonna lump it all together, and then they're just gonna move it around. These guys are finance wizards. They're gonna move it all around, make it look like you got that much money for your car.
Time. I've talked to car salesmen, no offense to you, but these people are not wizards.
No, they're not. The finance guys.
The
salesmen aren't at all.
Because my brother used to be in sales, and he hated car salesmen. He used to look at them like how we look at like a prop comic.
Right.
He hated like they were just above like a shoe salesman.
Tell the thing about The keeping your keys. You were telling me something about that.
This is the biggest. I worked for a huge scam company. The company I worked for has since got closed down because they had horrible practices. One of the things they used to do is people would come in, they'd look around at a car, and they'd be like, "Yeah, I'm kind of interested in that." And the sales manager would say, "Hey, why don't you give us your keys so we can take a look at your car for a trade-in?" And a guy would say, "Well, I don't really want to trade in my car. I want to give it to my daughter or my niece, or I want to sell it privately." He's like, "Yeah, you never know. We could give you. You really don't know." So he'd take the keys, and the guy would go look for it for 2 seconds, and then the guy wouldn't want the deal, and he'd be like, "All right, I'm out of here. Give me my keys." He'd be like, "Oh, we don't have your keys. Your keys are in the garage. Your keys are here. Your keys are there." And meanwhile, the salespeople would continue to stroke this guy, and so many times, they'd bring in a more hotshot salesperson on him, and he'd roll.
Dude, that's when you got to go Steven Seagal. You just gotta start beating people up like, dude, give me my. You can say fuck at that. Give me the fucking keys.
You can say they let you say fuck then. Yeah, absolutely.
Did any? I mean, how many people? How many out of 10 people that you would do that to would go, "Don't fuck with me. Give me my keys right now," and then they'd have to just go, "Okay, sorry."
Very few people would do that. The thing is
if you say don't fuck with me, give me my keys, are you getting your keys immediately?
I would say if you say don't fuck with me, give me my keys, yeah, you probably get your keys.
How could you not see that scam going on? How could you be that numb that you wouldn't see what was happening there?
I don't know.
Is it true too? I had another buddy that was a car salesman, and he told me about the devaluing of the trade-in, where they would call the main office or whatever and talk about the trade-in, and he said everything that every attribute that your car had, he would just go yes. So they would do this question and answer thing. So the guy on the other end of the phone, I'm on the phone, right. You're trading in. The guy on the other phone goes, "Does it have an air conditioner?" "Yep." "Does it have the?" "Yep." But anytime he said, "Does it have something it doesn't have?" Like, "Does it have a CD player?" No, it does not have a CD player. And he would emphasize everything it didn't have on, out loud to make you feel self-conscious about your car and make it feel like it was more of a piece of shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's a good scam.
But if it did have something, you would just glaze over it. And I was like, wow, that's such a, dude, that's filthy.
It is. It's rough. It's rough.
What's the biggest, and after what's the biggest, when you sold a car? What's the hardest you ever fucked somebody? How much money? What's the most amount of money that you made?
One of the worst things I ever did. One of the things I feel really, shitty about. All right, this
he's not even making eye contact. I'm gonna love this story.
It's really bad. It's really bad.
Is this gonna be what keeps you out of heaven?
This guy came in here. He was in his mid-20s, and he had an older Thunderbird, right? He had an older Thunderbird, and he wanted to get a brand new Mustang, right? He wanted to get a brand new Mustang GT, the whole thing. And anyway, so this guy, he was upside down.
Get a brand new. This is his dream. I like how you had a little attitude with it.
Yeah. Well, this guy was upside down in his trade, meaning that he owed more money on this Thunderbird that he had than the shit was worth. Right. So he was screwed, right? So he couldn't get him in this Mustang, no way. So what my dealer told me to tell him, what my manager told me to tell him, he says, "Listen, tell him that if he gets a cosigner, right, we can put him in an escort. He drives it around for 6 months, comes back and fucking gets his Mustang." Of course, that's bullshit, right? Because you tell him, yeah, you drive it around for 6 months, your credit's going to go up because you cosigned. So what he ended up doing was he brought his grandmother down there, right? His grandmother cosigned on the loan.
Was her hand shaking as she did it?
It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. I felt horrible about it. His grandmother's there cosigning on this loan, right? And so now, for 6 months, he's making payments on this Thunderbird as well as this Escort, thinking he's going to get good credit. And from what I'm told, in a lot of these scenarios, oftentimes they don't even process the cosign loan.
So wait a second. He didn't even trade in the Thunderbird. He kept the Thunderbird?
He said, yeah, just make, my manager's like, yeah, just make 2 car payments. But the thing is, he wasn't making 2 car payments. It was on his grandmother's name. He was just she was a cosigner.
Oh, see, I totally missed that.
Yeah.
So what happened? Did he come back in 6 months?
So, apparently, I didn't deal with him in 6 months, but apparently he came back and he must have came back in 6 months.
That's like that chick you fucked and said you were going to call her and you don't, and then all of a sudden she just runs into you in a club. You're like, oh god,
yeah,
that's that guy with the fucking escort. Oh Jesus,
here we go.
Not a doubt.
Hey, I'm going to lunch, man. You handle this one.
I remember I got a job at a movie theater, and it was so fucking like diabolical because I was, you know, you go to the movies and it's like everybody complains about the prices, everything. So I was there the first night, and I'm in the back, and the guy showing me how to make the pretzels with cheese dip, whatever. And he's like, you just take a fucking spoonful of these pretzel nuggets and throw them in the thing. And I was like, is that enough? How many? He goes, hey, dump 2 in. I don't give a shit. You'd have to buy a whole bucket of this shit to get what you're fucking paying for out there, these idiots, right? And I was like, Jesus Christ, man. Like,
Wow.
it's so funny, man, when you
Joe
finally
just
get behind the
compared
curtain.
pretzels at the movies from getting fucked over, making 2 car payments. That was a nice
My
little
grandma
segue there.
had to co-sign with
Translucent
me.
analogy.
Yeah, to go down and buy a Dr. Pepper. All right, so so I go. This is so I'm trying to learn how not to get fucked over when I buy a car. So I go online, find out the car I want first,
Exactly.
find out what the price is that evidently is at my fingertips if I know how to search it. Then I go in there. All right, so now I know what the price is. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm coming in there. Let's just say I want to buy a Mustang, right? I
Yeah.
come in there. I want to buy the Mustang. I know the price is $20,000.
Yeah.
They're saying it's 28. How the fuck do I get them from 28 down to like something reasonable? Is 20 reasonable, or is that what they paid the dealer?
If they say they paid 20, then they paid 16.
Okay.
I mean, so there's a lot of leeway in between there. So, like I said, the best thing you're going to be able to do is to go online and find out as many price checks cross country as you can. So it's not going to.
Okay, but I'm saying, so I come walking in, right?
Uh-huh.
I know you paid about 16, so like you're trying to, you've been fucking everybody all day long for
Yeah.
$25,000 for this car.
Exactly.
I come in, I know you paid 16 for it. I want to get it for 18. You're still making you $2,000, you know?
Yeah.
Can I just come in there and say, look, I'm giving you 18 for it? Why wouldn't you just say, well, go fuck yourself. I got enough saps coming in here, paying 25, and just let me walk. Like, how far down can I take you?
If you're not going to finance through the dealership, if you come in and you just have a check from your credit union, you can do shit like that. You have that leeway. You have the balls. Then you can. I mean, they'll still
You're
going
gonna
to
say the check.
Yeah, yeah.
get
That's
a check.
That's what I'm saying. You go to the credit union. You can get approved for a certain amount, and then you go in. You check out the
Because
scenario.
now I know how much the car costs.
Exactly.
It's all coming together.
Yeah.
I'm becoming informed.
There you go. Yeah, you're only dealing with one number, the price of the car, and then they're screwed. Well, they're not totally screwed because they're going to try to hit you with other scams. So you only get that one car price. That, you think you're hot shit, which you are compared to most of the scumbags.
What are some of the other scams that they hit you with? Just because I'm going to go out on a limb and say a lot of our listeners do not have good credit.
Absolutely. Another extremely common thing is forced warranty. They'll force you to get an extended warranty, and most extended warranties suck anyway. They're shitty. They're irrelevant things you don't even need for your car. But they'll tell you need you need this warranty, or else you won't get a certain APR, which is total bullshit.
You're talking shop. What's APR?
Okay, it's
Annual percentage rate?
Exactly.
Wow,
Annual
where did I pull that
percent.
out?
Whoa, you pulled that.
I didn't know
one
what
out,
that
guys.
even meant.
No, you're right. So they'll tell you, I'll be like, oh, well, you know what? We can really only give you like a 9.6, but if you get this extended warranty, then we're going to be able to shave it down to a 7.6. And so people are like, really? That's incredible. But it's stupid because if a finance company isn't going to give you $25,000 in credit, they're not going to give you $27,000 in credit. You know what I mean? They're not going to give you another $2,000. It's bullshit.
I gotta be honest. I don't know. I got lost halfway through that fucking thing.
Sure,
I got a headache. That's why I'm going to get fucked over.
it's
Annual percentage rate and extended warranty. So basically, the warranty they're offering me is fine. Dude, you got to keep it simple. I swear to God. I have no attention
problem,
span, and I'm not the smart guy.
But just to sum that up for you, the whole thing is
I was going to be a lawyer.
your warranty has nothing to do with the rate that you get, whether you get a warranty or not.
So basically, the warranty that they offer you is the basic one. Is good enough. If you change the oil, you don't do brake stands, whatever other white trash shit you do out there to impress Daisy Duke.
You don't do any Tokyo drifting.
Yeah.
Keep the Tokyo drifting to a minimum. You'll be fine.
All right.
I think, dude, part of it too is you gotta go in with the attitude of like he's saying, it's like, look, here's what I'm paying, take it or leave it. This is going to be an easy sale. Here's the money. It's in my pocket.
My brother's like salesman. He buys them over the phone. Like my parents go to him and they go, "What do you want?" All right, and he before the internet. I don't know how the fuck he did it. I think when he go to the library back then, he somehow a newsstand. He somehow would figure out the price of the car, and he would just be, listen, I'm calling dealerships today. I want this car in this color for this price. and I got this money. All right, I'll buy it right now. I got the check, and like he did it that way. Instead of walking, like, I don't know what. It's like, even though when you just know you're going to bomb.
That's your brother's got it right. That's the way to do it.
Why don't you get your brother to do it for you?
Yeah.
Because we got into a fight at a fucking cookout on July 4th. There, it finally came out.
I didn't know it was the same brother.
Yeah, I threatened to knock him out. He was just, dude, we just known each other long enough. I love the dude, but, he was just pushing my buttons. He knew exactly what to say. And then in a loud whisper, I literally took him to the side on this country's birthday, Joe, and said, dude, if you don't stop I am going to knock you the fuck out. I literally ended with, and you've been warned. I felt like I was in wrestling. You've been warned. And I went back to playing like some sort of awful trackball with my sister.
Well, that's the day to do it, on July 4th.
It is. Let me tell you something. You want fireworks, buddy. That was the cookout.
That's the day George, God damn it, that would have been funny. I was going to say George Washington knocked out oppression. That's the day freedom knocked out.
Oh yeah, you're going to bring it around, tie it back in. So that's what I. So someone in my position who has good credit, I find out what the fucking car costs.
Exactly.
All right, I go to a private credit union. Monopoly thing?
Private credit union or e-loan. You can do it on e-loan too.
I don't do that shit on the internet.
Do a cash call.
Why do people pay bills and stuff on the internet? It's like there's fucking kids in dorm rooms breaking into the Pentagon, and then always sitting there. This is a secure site. Is it? No, it isn't.
Because you got to get to a point where you just got to let go of it, dude. You can't. You know what I mean?
I can't wait. I really hope there's 14 Joe DeRosas out there running around.
There are.
Going to Whole Foods and just buying macaroni, and you're going to have to pay for it, buddy.
I go to the ATM right in the bodega where they sell crack in my neighborhood. I just take my card right in there.
You see that scam they got, though? You got to watch out for those things. Like restaurants are a place. You got to watch out for restaurants.
Yeah, that actually happened to Anthony. He was right over here at Jekyll and Hyde's. He went to pay for his bill, and the waiter had one of those the card readers. And before he actually paid for the meal, the waiter just scanned the thing, put it in his pocket. So
you saw him do that?
No. He found out later because obviously he was being charged for other stuff, and then the investigation led right to Jekyll and Hyde's because I guess the guy had done it to a few other patrons.
What I heard is that guys come in there and they offer people at restaurants like $500 a card or something ridiculous like that, $100 a card or whatever. Dude, in the course of a night, whatever, twice a week, you got an extra $1,000 in your pocket. So yeah, pay cash when you go out to get the fucking steak tips, dude. I'm the worst. I have no solution. I'm just saying.
Hey, now
you gotta watch out for that shit.
This is my question.
That was that part of the show. You gotta watch out for that shit segment of Uninformed.
This is my question, because speaking of credit and all that shit, I have terrible credit, as we've spoken about on the show, because of the debt collection and stuff. Am I fucked with ever buying a car?
How does Joe DeRosa coming in with a beat up Detroit Tigers hat? Like, you see this guy come walking in, right? He's a schlub, right? You're just like, okay, I know this fuck doesn't have any money. How are you gonna bend him over?
Jesus, Bill,
the fake wood panel station. I was just sitting there. How long can I insult him before he would jump in? You took like
you know he's got a small dick.
Yeah, you're like. Like Jerry Quarry, you just kept staying. You wouldn't go down. You just kept taking them.
I didn't think you were going to keep going. All right. So what do I do with shitty credit?
Well, what you do is also you go to the credit union or e-loan. You do the same thing. You don't finance through the dealership, because if you finance through the dealership with bad credit, you're gonna.
How does this pathetic excuse for a financial statement? How does he go out and get credit?
How do you go about getting credit?
No. How does he get a loan?
You get an escort for 6 months. And you drive it around, and your credit goes up.
You know what they're going to do on the website? They're going to drag Joe's grandmother onto his laptop. Just hit send, Grandma. That's how you're gonna get your loan.
Dude, they used to they fucked my dad up, man, because my dad had bad credit when I was growing up, and I remember when I got my first car, going into the dealership with my dad, and getting like a 10-year-old Ford Escort or something, and they're like, the payments, give us $400 a month, It's like,
the Griswold mobile.
Yeah, dude, it was
horrible.
My dad was so Griswold, like he was such a pushover, and you just be like. And I remember actually convinced my dad that we should get the car And he was like, how are we going to pay for it? And I go, well, if you don't give me allowance anymore, which was $10 a week, I go, that's an extra $40 a month. And that was, I actually kind of sold him on that, and he went for it.
So you were a part of it.
Yeah. I saw what the guys were doing. I jumped right in there with it. Jumped right on the winning team.
But getting back to this, so this is basically, like, have you bought a car since you left?
No, I have not. I moved to New York.
You moved to New York, yeah, so you don't need one. But, man, it's like this simple. Like, when you worked at the dealership, how many times did somebody just call up over the phone and go, I got this check, I want this car?
Never. People never did that. They were uninformed, and people never did that, and my dealership screwed people left and right.
Well, let me ask you this, then. Who the fuck am I then that I can actually just do this?
Because people are starting to do that now. People are starting to get smart. They have the internet. They have all the prices.